So you want to ride long distances? You want to feel that enjoyment? And that's awesome. I really think that's awesome. That if you ride long distances in a group, if you share this suffering with other guys, it's just nothing comes close to that feeling of pushing in the headwind with the guys that actually became your best friends in the last 60 kilometers of this huge headwind, and you're pushing together, you're sharing the work, and you see the guys struggling and they saying, can you work a little bit more at the front in Chinese, and you don't understand, but you say, yes, I can, because there are no words needed, to describe this feeling. And it's just, it just connects to people, those guys became actually my best friends um, after just spending a few hours of riding together, I mean, like, best friends in they're like the soulmates, because after you finished, you just go back home and you just look at each other and you cannot really say anything because you don't understand the language, but it's not needed, we just shared each other's WeChat cards, and probably in the future we can use the technologies, to come up together with an idea or how we can meet and ride together. And it's amazing, as those long distances, hard rides, they connect people, they connect souls, so I just want to share this experience with you. When I was doing this ride, and the headwind picked up in 150 k's into the ride, we met this Chinese dude, and there were like me, another US guy from US, and this Chinese guy. And he said he actually stopped by the side of the road, and he was like, headwind, saying in Chinese. The guy from US could actually speak some Chinese, and so he said the Chinese guy is complaining of the huge strong headwind that's picking up, and he actually said that it's gonna be tough for the next 80 k's in Chinese to us. And we were like, all right, so let's share the work, and we were doing this work, and I remember pulling at the front for about 10 k's, straight, and like you kind of like feel that the guys are tired, and they are not ready to pull, even though you are tired as well, and you feel like you should probably conserve the energy. But at this point I knew that I'm not in contention, so I was just like, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna return home with this experience of hammering with other guys, with this experience of actually pushing through your limits, which was amazing. And when you're doing it with other people, once again, they become your kind of like, you become so close in that short period of time, it's something mystical and something very, very very interesting, it's hard to describe, it's nothing like, for instance, working together, the same job, it's nothing like, I don't know, even probably having fun with someone, going to cinema or something. It's not like that, when you suffer with someone, when you do something, when you're committed, you're together and you're struggling, you're struggling on your own, but it feels like you're struggling together, at the same time, because you're sharing the work, you're kind of helping each other, you're helping to shelter each other from the wind, you kind of let someone to sit on your wheel, it's just like, it feels like just amazing, I definitely recommend everyone to try those long distance endurance riding, even if it's not good, if you're not racing. That's why I'm doing this Odex 400k ride, doing it in a group, and specifically for a long event, it's something different, I did a few long rides with a group and they were amazing, but when you're doing an event, specifically like people are committed, they're coming for a specific event, not 8 people but maybe hundreds of people, and you're doing this work all together, you know that someone is at the back of you, someone is at the front, and it really motivates you, it really motivates you to push harder, and it's a huge what I would say experience, but at the same time it's like it's a huge different reality, you know, of your life. Like it's like we are living different lives for a little bit, you know, because we are all from different backgrounds, you know. Some of them are we're all from different cities, actually, you know. We're all from different families, you know. We work different jobs. We actually are completely different from different places in the world, you know. But at that period of time we are that similar, you know, that we the only thing we have to do is to pedal, you know. And it really makes you so close, you know. It makes you so you know, it's hard to find the words to describe it. I hope you understand me. Like it gives you that edge of you know, even if you don't know each other, it feels like you know each other for years after those few hours of suffering, you know. So actually I came up with an idea that this kind of something, this passion, you know, something that you are passionate about. I feel like these guys are much more you know, much of like my soulmates than the other guys were, which I grew up with, probably, you know, on this in the same city, you know, in the same street, you know. That we were not sharing the same interests and hobbies, you know. And this is something we're sharing, something we're passionate about, you know. So I would say, if you want to find the friends for life, you know, if you want to find someone you really kind of love at the, I mean, like someone you love as a soulmate, you know, you gotta be struggling through something together. And I believe sport is the same, is the best modeling, you know, is the best example, you know, of how you can kind of how you can kind of create this this situation where you're suffering together, you know. So yeah, it's just my thoughts, you know, after this event. My first thoughts after a long ride event with other guys, you know. And it's amazing. I wanna join as much of these rides as possible right now, you know. 400k, 600k rides I'm gonna be doing, ODEX rides, and those are probably gonna be next level, you know. This realization when you're going and you're hammering and you're kind of, it's just surreal, you know, like after hours of headwind, you know. And I can imagine for 400ks and 600k rides, it's just gonna be amazing, you know. All the saddle sores and toughness, you know. And this event was one day, but I can imagine 2 or 3 days, you know, multi-day, you know, rides, you know, which is next level of toughness, you know. I highly, you know, like adore, you know, and I highly what's the word, like highly respect the people that can hammer for those long distances, long hours in the saddle, back to back, day in, day out, you know. It's just something next level toughness, you know. So yeah, these are my thoughts after the first long ride. I mean, like first together with someone else, tough, long event, you know. Yeah, this is how I'm gonna put it out. So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, guys. Definitely recommend to try it. If you have those rides in your area, definitely go for it. If you have group rides, join them and make it tough. Suffer with others, and you will feel this. It's just unbelievable feeling. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.